Mentorship. Yo, welcome to the TBI Trading Mentorship. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a new week. So, and in this new week, we're going to be looking at structures. We're going to be looking at structures as week 2. Yeah, I know you guys have noticed that the the chart is a little bit different. This is now black and white. Yeah, I did it because this cursor is black, so I want you guys to be able to see the cursor better. So the it's still the same concept. Don't forget you can change the color to whatever you want as long as you understand the concept. So in this chart, the black means bullish candle. That is, the black is the same thing as the gold in the previous candle, or you can simply say the black is the same thing as green candle or a bullish candle. While this white means a bearish candle. So it's kind of the same exact thing. So we're going to be looking at these stuff right here, as you can see. But we are going to be looking at, and everything has been outlined. So to make these videos very short, so you can easily rewatch them whenever you want. So we're going to just focus on just one stuff. So in this video, we're going to look at swing highs and swing lows. So that's under structures. So, but before we jump into that, I just want to show you guys some of our dope trades today. As you can see, this is USD CHF. We took this trade today and it was massive. We still riding. As most of my I've taken out most of my profit. This is about 1 to 9 risk to reward ratio. That's dope. And we also took Euro USD, which is also dope. This broke our take profit like for a 1 to 8 risk to reward ratio. And the last trade we took was USD JPY. USD JPY. This was also I think my take profit was here around this mitigation block right here. So this was a nice 1 to 7 risk to reward ratio. So don't worry, we are going to explain how we get these trades, how we get the entries, why is our stop loss so tight, and the rest and the rest and the likes. So we're going to explain everything later. So but today we just want to look at structures. So what is structure? A structure is a fundamental building, like it's just like the building block of the market. So let's just look for a random chart here. You are let's just take Rwanda, that's in the clear chart. So now what is structure? It every As you can see all this price moving, you can see that it's moving up. And if you move to the back, let me move to a bigger time frame. You can see that price at some point it was coming down, at some point it was going up, at some point it was coming down, at this point it is now coming up. Everything is all about structure. So for you to understand what the market is doing here, it's all about structure. So, and the first thing we're going to be looking at is what we call highs and lows. And don't forget, in the last video or during last week's video, we talked about how to identify the high and the low of a candle. So assuming this is the candle you want to look at, let's take this nice black bullish candle. So if we draw this out, this is the high and this is the low. I think increasing this, let me increase this and make it solid. I won't do the same for you. Increase and make you also solid. So in today's video, we're only going to be noticing. We only want to work with the highs and the lows. We don't really care about the open. This is a bullish candle. This is the open and this is the close. Don't forget that. So we don't really care about that, but we just want to work with the highs and the lows. So if you can pause this video for just 1 minute, I want you guys to identify as many highs and lows for all these candles here. So I know that's a very simple thing. So just pause video, just 30 seconds, identify. This is now this candle, this is the high, this is the low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Come on, this is very simple. So now that we've understood highs and low, I don't know if you guys remember seeing this. We talked about swing highs and swing lows. So what is a swing high? Now first of all, what is a swing? This is, so if we have something like this, if price, you can see price going up, then maybe it retraces. This is called a retracement or a pullback. For instance, Or let me explain that concept first before coming into swing highs and swing low. Or we're going to talk about that in trends when we're talking about trends. So let's continue. So this is price going up, then price coming down, then price going back up. You see this movement, this one, two, three. Price, this is a swing. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, this is a price came up, came down, then this is a swing. This is a swing. So this is a swing high. Then if price came down, this is a swing low. So if price went back up, this is a swing high, this is a swing low. So this is just a high, this is a low, this is a swing high, this is a swing low, this is a swing high, and is a swing this is a swing low. So now now let us this is for let's just treat everything together, because on a norms we planned on talking about trends cycle. Okay, trend cycle is going to be in the next video, so we're going to talk about trends today. So now, what is a trend? Before you can perfectly understand structures, you have to also understand trends. Now we have three basic type of trend. We have the uptrend, that is when you see a series of swing highs and swing lows moving in a upward direction. We have the downtrend, when you see a series of swing highs and swing lows moving in a downward direction. Then last type of trend is when you see price moving in a sideways direction, at this when it is neither moving up nor moving down. So how do we use what do we use this swing highs and swing lows to do? We use it to identify the trend. Now this is the trend. This is an uptrend, uptrend. Okay. Then this is a sideways trend. You can either call it a sideways trend, or you can call it a consolidation. I try to call it consolidation. It's kind of easier to pronounce. Consolidation. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Then we also have why this is a downtrend. This is a downtrend. Okay. So this is an uptrend, this is consolidation, this is a downtrend. So now, how do we use swing highs and swing lows to identify the trend? I don't know if you guys can remember when I said earlier that if you can see swing highs and swing lows in an upward direction, it is called an uptrend. So now look at this upward direction now. Look at this uptrend. I mean, now this is the high, this is the low. I don't know if I should, let me just really, let's write it down. This is the low. Let's take low as L. Okay. This is the I. Let's say we have I and we have lower low. I think that's all we need for now. So this is the I. This is the low. This is the higher I. Why do we call it higher I? It is because this I is higher than this previous I, and this is the lower low. Then we have another higher I. Then we also have another lower low. We also have another higher high, and we also have another lower low. So that's how it is. So now this is a swing high, swing low. This swing high is higher than the previous high, so it is called an higher high. Then we have a swing low higher than the previous low, which is called a lower high. I'm very sorry, which is called a lower high, which is called a lower high, lower high, lower high. So this is swing high, swing low, and the likes and the likes. So now when you now see this, it's called an uptrend. We've been saying that over and over and over again. So now let's come to the downtrend. In the downtrend, we have the high, we have the high, we have the low, we have the lower high, and we have the lower low. We have the lower high, we have the lower low. We, we have the lower high here. We have the lower low. We have the lower high. Okay. And that lower low. And lower high. So as you can see now, this is a swing. This is a high low. This is a swing high. This is a swing low. This is a swing high. This is a swing low. But if you notice, the swing high here is lower than the previous swing high, and the swing low here is lower than the previous swing low. So that makes this a downtrend. Why for this? We can't really. This is a swing high, swing high, swing low, but they are all the same, equal highs. So everything here is okay. Let me just say, um, oh my God, what is wrong with me today? Equal, equal eyes, equal eyes, and everything down here. Something is definitely wrong with me today. Everything down here is the equal lows. Equal lows. So we can't really call this one swing highs, swing. They are swing highs and swing lows, but since they are not really greater than each other, so we just call them equal highs and equal lows. So this is all you really need to know about a trend. Now, don't forget swing highs. When the swing high is higher than the previous swing high, it's an uptrend. When the swing low is higher than the previous swing low, lower than the previous swing low, or the lower high is lower than the previous lower, stuff like that is a downtrend. And when they have equal highs, equal lows, is consolidation. So we also have different types, not different types of trend, but you will never actually see trends exactly like this. For instance, because you'll be going to the chart very, very soon. So I'm going to assure you that you're actually not going to see charts that will give you swing highs and swing lows and uptrend directly like this. So I also want to show you something else. And this is called, it's also, for instance, look at this uptrend. boom, price do something like this. Now, this is when you're going to perfectly understand the significance, the significance of the swing highs and swing lows. The swing highs and swing lows are actually used to know exactly when a trend changes. For instance, now, if I ask you guys to pick, I don't know if you can pause the video for a sec to choose the swing highs and swing lows. Okay, let's assume you did. You're going to call this the low, obviously, the high. Some of you are going to choose here as a lower high and here as a lower high. So yeah, you're going to choose here as a lower high and here maybe probably another lower high. We are going to choose here as a lower low and choose here as a lower high. Then you come back to choose this place as a lower low, then choose this place as a lower high. Now, for instance, let me liberate it out completely for you so you guys know exactly what it is. So for instance now, let me label this. So this is definitely going to be the low. And let me know if you got it right. That is, if you pause the video to try it by yourself, let me know if you got it right. So this is the low, this is the high, this is the lower high, this is the lower high, and this is the higher high. This is the yeah. Then this is the next higher high. Then this is the next lower high. Then this is the next lower high. This is the next higher high. I'm very sure this place got many of you confused, especially if I do something like this again. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Now, if I do something like this and ask you guys to label this side out, you're still going to end up doing something like calling this a lower high. Sorry, you're going to call this control C. Okay, this is going to be the lower high. You're going to call this the higher high, obviously. A lot of you are going to call this the lower high, the lower low, higher high. A lot of you are going to do something like this. You're going to say this is no longer, this is going to be a lower high, and this is going to be a lower low. But if you do something like this, you are very, very, very wrong from this aspect, and I will explain to you very soon. But let me just finish with the labeling. So this is another lower high, and this is the new higher high, and this shouldn't be here. Now, how? And that's going to be a question in most of your mind, like how. So let me explain the reason why the swing highs and swing lows are very, very significant is because, like I said earlier, they help us to choose our trend. Now, how do we know? How do they help us to choose our trend? As I said earlier, when price breaks the previous swing high and previous swing low in an upward direction, it is an uptrend. For instance, this is the swing high. Let's start with this. This is the swing high, and this is the high, low, and high. So before we can call this an higher high and you can call this an higher low, price has to break this high. That is, if I draw a straight line from here down to this side here. Now, until price broke this high, you can see that price moved above this high. You cannot regard this as a lower high, and you cannot regard this as an higher high. For instance, when price came down to this place and came up here, did this price break this high? No, this price didn't break this high, it was somewhere around here. As long as this price doesn't break this high, it is not an higher high. And if you look at, and once you cannot get your lower high if you've not gotten your higher high. You cannot note this place as your lower high until you've gotten your higher high. Take note of that. So now, since until price breaks this high, that's when we're going to call this an higher high. Then we're going to call this the lower high. If you look at this place too, price came up, came down. We cannot call this a lower high until what price breaks this, and then price breaks this previous high. So until price came up to break this previous high, we can't call this a lower high. So after price broke this higher high, then we can now call this previous high. Then we can now call this the lower high and the new higher high. Now again, if you draw a straight line here to the front, draw a straight line here. Oh, if you draw a straight line from here until price breaks this previous high, see that price broke this high here, you can't call this a lower high. So until price broke this high, that's when you give this one high high and you call this. So let's fast forward to this place. Now let's watch this very carefully. Now watch this very carefully. Now this is the current swing high, right? This is the current swing low. Now until price breaks this high, you can't call this an higher high. Now look at this very carefully. This price came down, it came up. Did it break this high? No. So we can't call this a lower high and an higher high, and we can't call this a lower high. Price came, broke this one lower, it came back up again. The price break this high? No. So we can't call this an higher high, and we can't call this a lower high. Price came down and then break this high. The price break this high? Yes. As soon as price break this high, the lowest low in all these three lows is going to be called the lower high. Then this one is going to be called the higher high. So let's do it from scratch in the downtrend. I think it should make sense when we do it from scratch in the downtrend. Oh, I think I've labeled this stuff already. So let's bring all this one outside. Let's bring all this one outside so we can explain it better. I'm sorry, we're going to enter the charts very soon. So this is the downtrend, this is the high, and this is the low. Now the same concept, but it's going to be inverse. So this is the high, this is the low. So for us to call it a downtrend, we need to see price continually break the lows, that is the lower lows. So we're going to draw a straight line from this low up to this place here. Now when did price break this low? Until price broke this low, see price came up and broke this low. Until price broke this low, we can't call this a lower high. So as soon as price break this low, this becomes a lower low, that is a low lower than the previous low. Then this becomes the lower high. So the price came back up, then price broke this low. For instance, let us do something like this. Let's separate this, and let's say we have something like price this something like this instead. Price this something like one. Now until price does something like this. Now let's look at something like this now. Now if price this is now the current lower low, price came up here. Sorry about that. Now price came up, then sold. Then the price break this. When price came up, when price came gave us this low here. Did this low break this previous low? Let's draw our straight line. Oh, this news should get. Let's draw a straight line. Now, when price retraced or pulled back, the price when price came in, this low didn't break this previous lower low. So we cannot call this our new lower low, and we cannot call this our new lower high. Then price went back up again. Then what can you see what happened? Then price came back to break this previous lower low. So as soon as price broke this previous lower low, that is when we can now call this the lower high, and that's when we can now call this the new lower low. Same thing happens here from the last lower low. Don't forget, we are going to start from the last lower low. You're going to draw a straight line from the last lower low. Once you've drawn your straight line, you wait for price to break it. As soon as price breaks this lower low, then we call this the new lower low. Then we call the retracement before it breaks that the lower high. So let's just check out live charts to perfectly understand what we're talking about. Okay, let me just try to, yeah. Now, in this chart, we're going to try to choose um, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. So it's going to be a little bit complicated, but we're going to get it very soon. So now, let's call this our high, and let's call this our low. So this is going to be our high, and this is going to be our low. So the first thing you're going to do is to draw a straight line from your high, and maybe you're not even sure if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. You draw a straight line from your high and from your low. So you can just draw something like this. So you're now waiting for price to break either, probably maybe if the price is still like this, you wait for price to break either it breaks up or it breaks down. So you wait for price to break either up or down. So in this example, this is an uptrend, obviously. As you can see, the price is breaking the previous highs and the previous lows in an upward direction. So as you can see here, price breaks this high, then this becomes what? Yes, exactly, that becomes an higher high. So let's label the higher high. This becomes an higher high. And as soon as we get our higher high, this definitely becomes what? Our lower high. I hope you guys are getting it now. So this becomes lower high. What do we do again? We take this um this line, and we'll take it to the tip of the new higher high, and we'll bring this one and bring it to the tip of the new lower high. So we're not waiting for price to break this. Okay, let me put it here. Let me straighten this. Let me do the same thing for here. After a while, you actually don't need to be drawing these two all the time, but I would advise you guys to open your training view and do something exactly like this. So if you check this, zoom in, you see that price broke this high with this wick. Don't forget, we call this is a wick. Don't forget what we talked about candlestick in the previous video. This is the body and this is the wick. So price broke this previous high. Now um this is our new higher high, and where's the low? This is our new, okay, is our new, this is the lowest low inside this range. Is our new lower high, lower high. So we're going to bring this to the new higher high, and I'm going to bring this to the new lower high. So let me just arrange this and also arrange, oh, this was long, this. So wait for price to break this higher high, and as you can see, price broke this higher high. So this is going to be the new it's going to be the new higher high. You can see that this is very simple actually. This is going to be the new the lowest high before the lowest low before this high forms is this, not this. Price came, then this is the lowest low it formed before creating before breaking this high again. So the next thing we're going to do again, we're going to bring this to this place, then we're going to straighten this, okay, on this here, then this. So wait for price to break this higher high. As you can see, what is our this when price broke this higher high, this is our new higher high. It's actually very simple, as you can see. And okay, new higher high, and this is our new lower high. Not this. Okay, this is our new lower high. So as you can see, this price came down here. Even if it came down to this place before going high, this is the lowest. If you draw a straight line from here, let's just draw a straight line from here. You can see that this low is the lowest low that showed before price broke this high. So this is going to be our lower high, not this. This is going to be our lower high. Then you draw your straight lines on them again. We have this here, okay, then this here, then this is our currently this is our I, but we cannot call this an I. And the reason we can't call this an I is because okay, this is an I, but we can't really call this an I. The reason why we cannot call this an I is because we don't know exactly where this candle is going to we don't know where this candle is going to close. What I'm trying to say is that you see this candle that is still open, it can decide to go up, then retrace. So until we've seen a retracement, and after the retracement has broken the previous high, that is when we can now tag this. And after price has broken this high, until we've seen a retracement and price breaks this high, that is when we can now call this an high and a higher low. So as you can see, it is very simple. And since we've been seeing swing, this is a swing high, this is a I think one of this is high, one of the lows here is missing, and I think the low should be here. The low should be lower high. Some of you might have seen that. So this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, high, and the likes and the likes. So as you can see that the highs and lows are forming in an upward direction. Upward direction. That means that this is an uptrend. And let's look at this right here. Let's look at this. Let's start from here. This is the high. Let's start from here. Let's say this is the high. Let's say this is the high. This is the high. And this is the low. This is the high. And this is the low. So let's say this is the now before we can call now how are we going to get the I think you guys should pause the video for like a minute or 30 seconds or 5 seconds and just try to guess where the lower high is going to be. Let me zoom in for you so that you can look at it very well. So where do you think the lower high is going to be? Just pause the video for like 5 seconds, check it out. So I hope you've done that. So we're going to first, before we can get there, we're going to draw a straight line from here down to this place to look for where price broke this low. And as you can see, price broke this low right here. Price broke the low here. I don't know if you can see, it is very small, but you can see the little break there. So price broke this low here. So this is going to be our lower low. This is going to be our lower low. So we're going to be our lower low. And if this is the lower low, what is going to be our lower high? This is going to be our, if this is the price is this is the lower low. What's going to be the lower high? This is going to be the lower high. Lower. This is the lower low. This is the lower high. So I know some of you might actually have a question that why didn't I use this as the lower high? Since this is the highest before price came here. But let's be realistic. If you look at it very well, you can see that price came into this place, then created this high before moving down. Price did this, yes, then came into this place and break this, then did came back up. Like price did something like all this one. Price was just playing here, then it broke this structure. It broke this structure by breaking this previous low. Then it came up. Then so I'm going to actually recognize personally, I'm going to recognize this as my lower high and not this, because price will most likely respect this than this. But you can also call this your lower high. But personally I'm going to call this my lower high. So how are we going to get our next lower low and lower high? You're gonna bring this line here, then this. You can see price break this structure. Where the price broke the structure, price broke it here, then it retraces. So as soon as price breaks this structure, this is going to be our new lower low. This is going to be our new lower low. And until price breaks this, until price breaks this, we're not going to call this the lower high. The price broke this. This is our lower. This is our, you can call this lower low, lower high, but it is too small. So I'm going to call this my lower low, and I'm going to call this my lower high. Why am I calling this my lower high? Because price later broke this lower low. So this is going to be my lower high. I'm going to be my lower high. Then price broke this again. This is going to be my lower low. Then this is going to be my lower high. And if I bring this to here, price broke it. This is going to be my lower low. This is going to be my lower high. Now look at this very carefully. If I bring this to the tip here, okay. Now this is the lower low. Now I want you guys to look at something very carefully now. You know, I even made a small mistake here because I already tagged this as my lower high. This is not supposed to be tagged my lower high until price has broken this previous lower low. And if you look at it very carefully, you can see that I actually thought this price broke this lower low. But upon drawing a straight line, I found out that this price didn't break it. If you zoom in very well, you see that there's a little gap. There is a little gap. There's a little gap. If you zoom in, you said there's a very small tiny gap, and because price didn't break it, I can't call this my lower high. So this is where price broke. Price broke it here. After price broke it here, this is the swing high that price created before breaking it. So I'm going to call this my lower high. My lower high. Then price broke this. Then this is the, sorry, this is the lower high. And what's going to be the lower low? This is going to be the lower low. So this is going to be the lower high. We can't get the lower high until price breaks this previous structure. So price broke this structure here. This is lower low, lower high. Price broke it here, lower low, lower high. Price broke it here, lower low. Then since price came above this, since we are coming from downtrend to an uptrend, we're going to start having high or higher high, higher low, and the likes and the likes and the likes. Don't worry, we're going to have a Zoom class this weekend to perfectly explain this. So before we go, I'm going to have an assignment. I have an assignment for you guys. So the fact is that you can't really understand this concept unless you actually open your chart and practice it by yourself. That's the bitter truth. You can't really understand it unless you actually open the chart and practice it by yourself. So 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 I'm going to drop a screenshot, this screenshot on your group for you guys to label. You are going to label the you're going to label okay, no, let me just save the chat. You're going to label the um swing highs and the swing lows. You're going to tell me what trend it is. So let me add this assignment. And today's date is this today's date is the 15th. Oh, let me add today's date. So this is an assignment. You have to um identify the swing highs and the swing lows of this chart. After that, I'm going to send a copy to your group so that all of you can get it. Okay. Download image. Let me look for something else also. Now you're going to identify the swing highs and the swing lows. So you're also going to identify the swing highs and the swing lows of these. So that's going to be the assignment. So let's just do a little recap of what we talked about today. We talked about highs, lows, and trend. So before we end this video, we're about 40 minutes already. So let me just quickly show you guys something. Then we're going to end this video. I know it's already too long already. So we're going to continue in the next video. And I showed you guys uptrend, I showed you guys sideways trend, which is also called consolidation, and I showed you guys downtrend. So we also have something now when price moves from an uptrend to a downtrend. When price moves from this is an uptrend. This is an I. This is an I. This is an I. This is a lower I. This is an I. This is a lower I. This is an higher I. I hope you guys know what I'm calling. Then boom, this is a lower I. Not that I'm going to explain it very fast. I will continue explaining it. We're going to continue explaining it in the next video. Sorry, this is a lower low. I know it is very, very confusing right now. Especially the way I'm explaining it is making it look very confusing. I told myself I was not going to do more than 30 minutes in the video again, and I've already done 40 minutes. Okay. Okay. So let me just quickly explain. Now, when price breaks this previous high, when price breaks a previous high, it is called a break of structure. It is called a break of structure. It's called a break of structure. Okay. Once price break a previous high in the same trend, now price broke this previous high, then retrace, it still continued that uptrend. It is called a break of structure. Now, once price break a previous low or a previous high that causes that price to change its trend. Now, if you look at something, price made from a low, a low. I think I'm hungry or something. A low to high, so an high, then to a lower low, to a low to an high, then lower high, then higher high, then lower high, higher high, then boom, price broke structure here. Can you see it? Price broke structure here. But this break of structure now caused this price to move from an uptrend to a downtrend. So we call this one a break, a change of character. Let me just draw it all the way here. Or let me, yeah. Now you're gonna manage it like that. It's called a change of character. It's called a change of character. It's called a change of character. It's when price move from an uptrend to a downtrend. Now, if you look at it, low, high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, then boom, this low is lower than this lower high. So it's called a lower low, then lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and the likes and the likes. So we're going to continue from here in the next video. I'm sorry it took too long. I hope you guys got the concept. So I'd love you guys to do your assignment and drop it in the group. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.